What's going on YouTube? Welcome in. Taking another beautiful build for you. Today we're building in the 3500X, but it's a little bit different. We built with it recently in the black version. Today we're finally building the white case version here on the stream. Starting off, we're going with the 9800X3D. Again, the tried and true best gaming CPU you can have in terms of FPS performance, while also the best bang for buck performance as well. We're putting all this on the beautiful, and I say beautiful, this is the MSI X870E Edge board. This is the best looking white PCB board, in my opinion, coming over from MSI. We'll be cooling today's system with the Corsair Nautilus RS, which looks absolutely stunning in white as well. We have 7 ARGB white fans in today's build. We have 48 gigs of RAM coming over in TEAMGROUP and the Delta RGB in white as well. We've got a 2TB KC3000 drive as our primary NVMe drive, and then we have a 4TB Kingston NV3 drive for extra storage as well for all those games. On top of that, we'll be powering today's system with the beautiful, absolutely stunning white Asus TUF 1000-watt ATX 3.1 power supply. And then to round it all off, we've got a beautiful RTX 5080 going in today's system as well. Absolutely crazy build in terms of gaming and FPS performance, whether you're gaming and streaming. That 48 gigs really gives you a little extra buffer space in terms of being able to single PC game and stream with ease, especially with games with Tarkov, Call of Duty with some memory leak, things like that. That 48 gigs gives you a little extra space there. Let us know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button to help us with the algorithm over here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well if you want to see more beautiful PCs like this ending up over in our YouTube feed. You want to catch us live on a raw like it is right now as I butcher this extremely long intro. You can join us any Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over at our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. We're streaming around 11 a.m. Eastern. We hope to see you soon. Let's take a look at all these beautiful parts. There they are. Sheesh. Today's build, just for startup, we'll be putting in a founder's card. We'll be ideally moving over to the MSI card in white today. What power supply do you recommend for the 5080? Depends on what CPU you're running with it. If you're going AMD, an 850. If you're going Intel, at least 1000. Yes, we are not relying on any IQ in today's system. Even though we have Corsair products, there's 0 IQ, which is what we love. No one wants to deal with the IQ. No one wants to deal with the IQ. This board, oh, the Edge TI. Oh, they went all white PCB. So if you guys don't know, the previous Edge boards have been black PCBs with white and silver accents. This is all white focused now. So when I say it's probably gonna be the best looking motherboard we've seen in a while, let's get it out. We gotta look at it, all right? We gotta look at it. Let's get our CPU 2, our tray CPU, off the cart. All those USB ports, yeah, brother, you've got, I believe, like 8 USB 3.0, and then you've got 3 Type-C, which I think are also Thunderbolt, if I'm not mistaken. AJ might be able to clarify. Wi-Fi 7 built in as well. Yeah, this is a juicer of a motherboard. Especially if you're single PC gaming streaming, this is probably, if you're going for the white aesthetic, going to be one of the best boards outside of maybe, obviously an Asus Strix board. Being that we are a heavy MSI partner, a very big MSI partner, I mean, look at that board. Damn, that is nice. That is nice. I just keep this one for myself. Look at the white PCB. It's like a snow white color too. It's not like pure, like creamy. It's like a grayish white, which looks fine because it's white. I'd rather have this than the black. I wish they would have put maybe potentially the white, the DIMM slots, but it's gonna be covered with white. You see the rear I/O? All right, we'll give you the rear I/O. Ask and you shall receive the I/O. That is juicy looking. You have 4 USB 2, 3 USB 10 gig, sorry, 5 USB 10 gig, a 5 gig LAN, and 3 Type-C, 2 of which are Thunderbolt 40 gig, which is crazy. You have a flash BIOS button and a clear CMOS button as well. So that is a really nice I/O. Socket looks good. Down him we go with his 9800X3D. There we go. This board looks sick. Now let's get the NVMe drive. Look at that. We got 2 NVMe drives today, guys. A 2TB and a 4TB. Let's get them opened up. Now this is a Gen 5 capable lane. We're gonna be using Gen 4 drive, which is plenty of speed. The 7000 read-write from the KC3000 is plenty. Now if you want a Gen 5 drive, by all means, it's up to you. They do run a little bit hotter. That is the downfall. The longevity of them, to be determined. Primary drive going down and in is gonna be our KC3000, our standard drive. This is probably the #1 drive we're using right now, is the 2TB KC3. It's just such a great drive for the price. There it is there. Let's get our cover back on. Actually, leave our cover off because we're going to have to be able to access that primary middle standoff. We'll leave that cover off for now. There we go. I love the quick access of these
These are so nice. Be able to just boom, access, slide right in place. Boom, drives are in. So the first one is PCIe and CPU, which is what you expect from a Gen 5 drive. That's lane 1. And then on the board, this is chipset, which is what you want. So yeah, this one is this actually is the CPU. This one's gonna be on chipset. But technically, if you really wanted to move to the chipset, you could actually move both Gen 4s down, actually, AJ, which is what we should probably do. That we're not using any of the CPU lanes. We'll do that, actually. We'll do that, chat. We'll move him off of the CPU, because he's not using Gen 5, and move him into chipset. You want to run the KC3000 on the CPU instead of on the chipset? Yeah, we can. Good thing because of the DRAM. All right, the RAM is gonna be out next. We're gonna get the RAM. Also gonna get our cooler standoffs as well. All right, next is gonna be our cooler. We're gonna get our standoffs really quick for the cooler before we get the RAM in, just so we can work around the RAM DIMMs easier. Get the Nautilus out. Need our thumb nuts. We'll need our screws. Everything else can go in the motherboard box. White cables too. Yeah, it comes with white. That's nice. Even the Wi-Fi antenna is in white. Now these using if these are for Bluetooth, you want to plug it in, but and that's in white. Everything's in white. It is a white out build. All right. Factory standoffs are off. Let's get our AMD standoffs in place. It's 1 and 4. Once we get these on, we're going to move over to our RAM. We got that beautiful Delta 64C32, which is going to run 1-to-1 on the 9800X3D. Pop this down and in. There it is, our first DIMM of 24 gigs. Our second. There we go. Look at that. That looks good. That looks pretty right there. Without further ado, let's talk about what we're building on right now. The X870E Edge board coming in from MSI. We put our 9800X3D on the socket. Our standoffs are in place for the beautiful Corsair Nautilus 360 AIO. We've got a 2 terabyte KC3000 drive down our primary slot 1. We're going to be able to access this after. We're going to make sure to access our standoff points. The cover, obviously, as you can see, we'll cover it. We're going to take that off just for now. And then down here we have another 4 terabyte NV3 coming from Kingston. We have 48 gigs of 64C32 RAM coming in from TEAMGROUP and the Delta RGB. Absolutely stunning aesthetic. It looks fantastic. Let's slide that aside to get our beautiful 3500X in white out. Feel with today's white out build. And the great thing about the 3500X, we talked about it, I think on Monday we built one, the black version, is that this case is phenomenal for the price. For a $100 case that gives you that dual chamber effect, really good quality build quality, really good RGB fans. There's like very little things that you do not like about this case. If I would say anything I do not like about this case, is the fact that the wiring, as you get it out of the box, is not ideal, which we can correct with some cable management, but it is a beautiful case for the price. And this case looks fantastic.
Get ready to build.
All right. Now our panel's off. It's also pretty straightforward to build in. There we go. See, this is right here. This is what I don't like. See all these cables? I don't like how they are right away, but I clean those up pretty fast here in a second. See all these cables in the back? We'll dial these in. This is the one thing I don't like about the case. It's just these cables. You see them right here? All this. We're going to clean this all up. We're going to tuck them behind the board so you don't see them. It'll look much better in a minute. That being said, I want to get this motherboard in here. All right. I'm going to get this motherboard down and in and see how good this sits on this. Now the question is, with the 3500X, do you get silver screws? I see silver rivets. I see silver screws on the back. We're going to get silver screws. Oh, they gave us silver screws and white zip ties. Thank you, Corsair. $100 well spent. Let's get this motherboard down and in, chat. Go top down. I mean, this board looks good. See, like all these cables right here that come off the fans, we're going to tuck these in so you don't see them. Let's go down and in with this motherboard. Oh, let's see how it looks. Oh, yeah, it's going to look nice. This is going to look real nice, Prodigal. He's just probably sitting there biting his fingers, man. I can't wait to play on this. Yeah, when they match the aesthetic with the silver, I mean, the silver screws, come on, I love it. All the other rivets and screws are in silver, so I'd imagine they would be. That would be a big fail on Corsair's part. If they give you like silver screws here on your PCIe leads and the rest were black, it'd just be weird. Cover back in, our NVMe cover back on. There we go. Cellophane off. I'll give you guys a front close-up now. Now that it's all, the motherboard's all in this case. Oh, this is gonna look, oh, that looks good. That looks really good. There it is, chat. That looks sheesh. Connect these RGB headers and the fan connectors. They all daisy chain off each other. Do that right now. Boom, boom, boom. All right. All right, so we're going to front panel connections chat. All right, so we have our USB-C header. We have our USB 3.0 header. We have these all hooked in now. There we go. All right, it's in. Next will be our 3.0 header. 3's in. We'll start working on the cable management now for these. First was in was our front panel connection. Next is going to be our RGB. Then we'll have our fan header next. Our fan header. We're going to move on to just getting these cables cleaned up before we look at the rear fan, which ideally I'm going to try and use that thermal fan, and then we're going to hit it with try and get the center fan hub off.
Let's get ready to build.
There it is. I was able to get it off. I'm going to get some of the rest of the sticker residue off, but we have a white fan without having that black Thermalright sticker in it. And before you say, why did you go with the Corsair RS fan on the back? The RS fans are good on the cooler. They're okay over here. They are I hate building with RS fans. You want to know why? Because they give you that much space for cables, and you have to use like an extension cable. I don't like that. I wish they would just do it like Thermalright does. They give you a little daisy chain at the end of it. And they do not. Next, we have this fan in. Next thing we have power supply chat. 1,000-watt gold today. Again, we hooked up Prodigo. We got them that white, woo, the white on white power supply with the white braided cables. Gonna give us the white zip ties and the white tough. Great thing about today's system, there's no SATA. 24-pin main. There's our EPS 1. There's gonna be our PCIe, which is gonna go down here to motherboard. Need one of those. A 12-volt high power cable. Where are you hiding? There it is in whites. And then our second EPS. Where are you? There you are. There's the cables we need right there. All these other cables will go in the motherboard box. Hook this up and in. Additional PCIe power to the motherboard. Though I don't think we need it for today's system because he's not running any crazy Gen 4 drive. We just make sure we have it set up. So Proto's good to go. Let's slide this power supply into the basement. There we go. Now we have it slid in there. We're gonna hook up their HD audio really quick. We have this out of the way. Pop this in here. Jeff, have you guys started 5070 Ti builds tomorrow? Yes, we will have them on our website. It's going to be just like 5080s and 5090s. As soon as the cards come in, systems will be going out. We'll be doing like the pre-order, and we're ordering every card we can get in. So the first people who get their orders in tomorrow, they'll be on their builder on our website on the different options. They'll be getting assigned the graphic cards as they come in. It's kind of like a queue. That's how we're doing it. Almost every builder I know is doing that. Unless they are doing ready to ships, they're assigning like queues, like a card queue, because we're getting allocated cards and there's more demand than there is availability. So that's what we're doing, and we're being really fair with customers. I mean, we're shipping systems, 5090 system that was ordered within 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and we're getting 5090s out. I mean, most people I know, a lot of other builders right now, some of the builders that I know really well, they're like telling their customers 6 to 8 weeks minimum, and we've been telling people pretty aggressive numbers, and we've been holding to those numbers. Let's go up and over with our 24-pin main. All right. There's our GPU cable, so I'm going to push this through now so we have it for later. Up and over. See cable manager on the back. All right, there you go, chat. Critique my cables. Looking pretty solid so far. Why don't you guys look at this? Look at the fans going. Almost done with the fans. They look good though. These fans do look really good though. Like I have to install these fans. Most AIOs that we use now, like Montech and a couple other brands, fans are already installed. Like if you're paying a higher premium for Corsair, put the fans on. You know what I mean? Pumps should have white cables. Like this is just going to compete with the Montech coolers we have here that are about $30 cheaper, and the Montech has white cables. So what I'm doing is I'm zip tying this because there's actually little clips to hang the wires up here because they're like, hey, we do have really long wire case systems. So what I'm gonna do is actually be able to take these wires and clip them up above so you don't see it visually. And that's what I was just doing, kind of creating a little wire hanger aspects of the cables to make it be able to do that. All right, let's get ready to put the cooler on chat. Now we have all the cables ready and wired on the back. We're gonna go top down, ready to mount this pump. Place they actually use like a grid, which is really nice. Depends on your use case, what you're doing. If you're just strictly doing gaming, 9800X3D all day. If you're gonna be doing more editing, or you need more more cores for CPU, then yeah, you go with a higher end system. But most, like 90% of people who are gaming, the 9800X3D is gonna be more than enough. All right, spin it around so you can see it. It looks absolutely beautiful as you would expect. Get the rest of these screws into the rad. We'll finish up the rest of these here in a second. We're just gonna get a FUB fan header in. And then our PWM from our AIO will be next. Strix board, I mean, all Strix boards are pretty solid. I mean, I'm not gonna say Strix boards are gonna be bad. Depends on the use. There's you could run a lot of these gaming CPUs on a B650 board and get really good performance. Now, the next thing is gonna be, are you overclocking? What kind of peripherals are you plugging? What kind of drives are you utilizing? Every single board is gonna have a little bit better a reason to go to that, depending on what the use case is. The best thing for if we're looking at why you would use a certain board over another one is what your expectations or needs are for that motherboard. So we'll put a lot of customers on the B650 board with a 7800X3D, and it's gonna be more than enough. Then we have people who are creators who are like, I need more USB bandwidth, I need more storage, and that's when you need to go up a little bit better in the caliber of the board. Because people think they see a streamer and they have X board, that they need X board to be able to have the same kind of FPS or the same kind of performance, and that's furthest from the case. Now, if you're talking about like Apex boards, stuff like that for RAM timings, then sure, but most consumers will be pretty good on a lot of the lower entry-level boards that are still really good gaming capable. Tomahawks, gaming edges, things like that. There you go, chat. There's your cable management. Everyone wants to see it. Looking super clean. Get that founder's card in, which the founder's card will look pretty good even with the silver today. We'll get that in. And I was waiting, I'm like, what can we build today? Because we're waiting on a couple of parts for some builds. I was like, we have everything except for Prodigal's GPU. Let's build Prodigals today and use the shop 5080. We will make sure to update the pictures and video of the end of the stream today with the 5080 he's getting, we're going to be getting in for him, I believe, on Monday. So the cable will be a little loose today. We're not going to really tighten up the cable where the cable run's going to be for the 12-volt high power because we don't know how it's going to sit with the other card coming in. So we're not going to do any kind of zip ties or needing on the back of it. You saw how neat the cables were on the back already, but we got this beautiful 5080 in here today. Again, this is our founder shop card, our partner card. We use for benchmarking and testing. Get this in here today. 3, 2, 1. There it is. She's in. You're like, oh my gosh, that founder's card does not go with the vibe. It does not. Don't worry. Again, that 5080, white 5080 will be in here on Monday. It actually looks really darn sharp with that founder's card. I'm not gonna lie. Let's get our boot up music going. Another exclamation point in chat from Prodigal, and by golly, we're gonna light this bad boy up.
Guys, thanks for coming in and liking another video here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button, help us with the algorithm. Make sure people find us and see all the beautiful PCs we build. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button as well. Remember, we build these systems live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. Come on over, hang out, chat it up with us, watch us build beautiful PCs for everybody in the community. And remember, let's go.